Hello, I'm Rod Schaub and I work for Frontier Extension District. Today I'd like to talk about vaccine storage and handling. Vaccines, whether they're modified live or killed virus vaccines, they should be stored between 35 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That temperature should be maintained from the time they're manufactured until the time that they're in use and we're giving that vaccine to livestock. So let's assume that we've received our vaccine, it's came in between 35 and 45 degrees. Now it's our responsibility to store it at our house. I would recommend storing the vaccine in a refrigerator that's in a temperature controlled room. We'd like to put a refrigerator thermometer in that so we could keep an eye on it and make sure that that temperature stays between 35 and 45. I would not recommend using our family refrigerator, as we're in that family refrigerator many times a day. And the more times that door is opened and closed, the more of the coolness will come out of the refrigerator, and it's harder for that refrigerator to maintain the correct temperature. Another thing is, if you do have to use your family refrigerator, make sure that you don't store your vaccine in the door of the refrigerator. That has more of a chance to be at the wrong temperature for a longer period of time. Once we take it from the refrigerator and we're headed to the cattle pens or the working facilities, we want to put our vaccine in a hard-sided cooler, much like this one. We want to transport it at that temperature between 35 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to have ice packs that we will put into the cooler, and we'll want them in there probably 45 minutes to an hour before we actually put the vaccine in. Then we can take the vaccine to our working pens and we'll maintain the temperature that we're looking for. So once we're at the working facilities and we are trying to, we filled our syringes, we're getting ready to work the livestock, how is the best way to maintain the temperature in our syringe? Well, you've probably guessed it, it is a syringe cooler. It's a way to keep our medicines at the right temperature, and it also will protect them from UV light. Now, syringe coolers can be made or they can be purchased. And today we're going to talk a little bit about making them. But one other thing that I'd like to mention is when we use a syringe cooler, we are keeping it at the right temperature, we are protecting it from the UV light, and we're doing this, it works fantastic through the spring, through the summer, and through the fall. But you know, there's sometimes in the winter times that we will be vaccinating cattle, and our cattle, the vaccine for the cattle will freeze in the needle. We want to prevent that from happening, and one of the things you can do is you can take your syringe cooler and you can put hot water bottles in it, or perhaps you can put a hand warmer in it along with the ice to regulate that temperature and still try to keep it between 35 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. But today we're going to talk about making a syringe cooler. So some of the things that you will need is you'll need a hard-sided cooler. You'll need some 2-inch PVC pipe, something that has about 1.5 inch diameter inside opening. You'll need some sealer. You'll need 3 different or 4 different kinds of electrical tape depending on how many syringes you're planning on using. You'll need a tape measure, a pen, ice pack. You'll need a thermometer that we can put into the ice box or into the box, and you'll need a drill, bits, and a 2-inch hole saw. We'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll show you the completed project. Well, we're back and we have our syringe cooler completed. Why don't you come up and take a look at it? If you're interested in vaccine storage and handling, and you want more information, why don't you contact our website, which is www.frontierdistrict.ksu.edu. The instructions for that will be on our website for this cooler, as well as more information about vaccine storage and handling. Thank you.